So today was a pretty ordinary day, the weather was pretty bad, so I decided to just go for a bit of a shop, have a look around, find some clothes, and I always go to the puzzle section whenever I'm in these kind of shops to see if there's any cubes, and there was. But I noticed that these ones looked a little bit different. They were cheaper for starters, and they also seemed a little bit more modern. They were kind of a speed cube. So I got it. G'day guys, welcome back to another video. So this is a new Rubiks Brand Rubik's Cube. I didn't think I'd be saying that. I thought they would keep that one forever. But you know, maybe they've decided that they're actually going to focus a little bit more on the mechanism and not so much on the playability. As you can see, it still has the tiles, which is good. It means beginners can't just peel off the stickers or move the pieces around very easily, so they don't mess it up. It also seems to have a bit more of a rounded edge in the middle and some of the edges around the side too. It looks a little bit more like a speed cube, a little bit more refined. If you didn't know, this is what the old one looked like. As you can see, I've got some letters on that, don't worry about that. But basically, they're quite different. This one's a lot more blocky, a lot more square. It's not as rounded off, and the tiles in general are just a lot thicker. As you can see, mine's a little bit beaten up, and it's very loud. This one isn't so loud, which is, you know, a nice touch. And for $15, it was actually a lot cheaper than it usually is. Normally they're like $20 to $25 I've seen in shops, sometimes even $30. They get very expensive, especially in retail stores. But this one was just in Kmart, which is just an Australian retail store that just sells a whole bunch of toys and clothes and, you know. So you're probably wondering, wow, a new Rubiks brand, is it any good? Well, let's talk about it. Yeah, so first of all, it looks like it is a lot more rounded and it might be able to corner cut, which it actually kind of does. Not very far, but it can a lot more than the old ones. Out of the box, it's very tight. So, and there's not really any way of taking it apart that I've seen. There's no center caps or anything like that. You can't even take off like the tile bit. That's all stuck in there. But otherwise, I feel like the pieces are a bit more stretchy, and as you can see, they are actually using a conventional core, not like a ball core like we're used to. You can actually pull pieces out and you can have a look. Okay, it's extremely dark in there, but I'm using my iPad so you can see inside. There's not much to it. However, it does look like it's a kind of spider core, which we'll have a look at in a sec. So I've actually only done a few solves on this, and I can say it's definitely a lot better than the old Rubiks brands. These ones, got two. One of them's a bit more faded. As you can see, it turns a lot nicer. Now, it's still very loud compared to, you know, a speed cube, which I can turn very fast. But this one, not so much. Okay, time solve, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Wow, that was actually 18 on the dot. But as you can see, algorithms are really hard to execute. It's just so hard. We're gonna get our lubes and we're gonna put some in. Using the Daily Puzzles lubes, of course. So if you don't know how to apply lubricants, it's fairly simple. Just pull a piece out, put 2 drops in, and then mix it up. Yeah, already much better. So let's pull it apart and see what's actually inside. First off, a big difference with the pieces. They actually have this interesting line sort of system here, which usually on speed cubes, look on this GAN here, as you can see we have this honeycomb version, but I'm assuming it's the same sort of idea, which is designed to evenly distribute lube and also have less friction on the pieces when turning. I guess they've kind of come up with their own sort of just line, which is actually seen a lot on some budget cubes, but it's actually good to see that Rubiks is implementing this. Alright, so if we take a few pieces out, you can actually see this core emerging. So it seems like it is actually just a black spider core, one that's used on a lot of budget and high-end speed cubes. Not GANs. GANs are a little bit different because they use their own one, but this is actually a pretty nice looking mechanism. As you can see at the top, of the centerpieces. There's really not any way of getting in here. There's no cap or anything like that, which is a bit annoying because there's clearly some sort of spring in here, but I just don't know how to get to it. But it's good to see that they're using these cores, which is less friction, and it's just in general, overall, a better design. So on the old Rubiks one, it was almost impossible to twist a corner. You really couldn't do it because they were basically connected to the ball center, which they used in their old designs. This one, you can twist corners quite easily, which is a little bit of a shame, but it also means that it's, you know, a better design for speed cubing, because speed cubers aren't going to be cheating just like doing this, because all speed cubes, it's very easy to twist a corner as well. It's not like a challenge, and it's not designed for people to just cheat. It's more designed to help with movement and stability. So I'm going to do a few timed solves on this, see what I can get, and then we're going to compare it to an actual speed cube. I average about 10-11 seconds at the moment, so let's see if we can get that on this.